Hey everybody, it's Lance Connor coming to you once again from Austin, Texas. Today for Destroy All Guitars with my good buddy Kurt Cole.
Hey there.
And oh my goodness, you guys don't see me get too jazzed about much. I mean, I like a lot of stuff, but today I'm freaking the F word out. Metropoulos, George Metropoulos has done the ultimate plexi Marshall thing. It is called the Metroplex, and it's freaking me out. The thing about the Metroplex, I want to go over some features with you guys before we go too much further about playing and showing you the tones. George has worked for years building plexi replicas that are as good as real plexis. I mean, he had a 45-100 down here a couple of years ago, and I had it over there at Johnson's studio, and we were both just like losing our minds over this amp. It was George's amp, so he wouldn't sell it. but it was like the best 45-100 I ever heard. And so he's taken all these years of studying Marshalls, and let me tell you, when I tell you he studies Marshalls, this guy's a geek for Marshalls. I mean, he knows every single thing, all the changes over the years, all the different transformers, values, blah, 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 blah. Deep, deep, deep knowledge, okay? So what he's finally done is he's put together his version of the best possible Marshall ever. And I want to show you what it kind of does here. So we've got a master volume, we've got a boost volume. Now, how that works is there's a foot switch that switches between these two masters and also between two channel volumes. Now, normally in the past when I was growing up, if somebody said master volume Marshall, I'd go, run away. Not this. This master volume actually really, really works, and it does not take away from the vibe or the tone of the amp at all. So you've got your normal presence, bass, mid, treble, and then you've got basically a mode control that can be pulled out on the gain knob there. And basically, to me, it adds a little bit more gain, a little more harmonic complexity, if you will. And it's also got a variac, which I like to leave on all the time. It just lowers the voltage a little bit, makes the thing a little more brown, if that's the word we all still use. And it's got a 150 watt switch on the back, so you can go down to 50 watts from 100 if you want to have a lower wattage thing. I don't see any reason to, because the master volume works so well. You get all four tubes working and it sounds really good. But obviously there's some 50 watt tones in this amp that a lot of us would use specific 50 watt Marshalls in the old days to get those sounds. They're a little bit different than 100 watt sounds. So you have those options right here built in. Now, right now I've got on my Charles Whitfield Telly, and one thing I will say about this amp, add to what I just said, is the mid-range control is unlike any Marshall you've ever heard in your life. George has made this mid-range control rather active, and how that plays into this whole design is you get everything from like 45-100 sounds like I'm getting now, like this. Just beautiful clean tone, right? But now watch, I'm going to take this mid-range control, I'm going to move that up, and it's going to change the character of this.
Wow.
Now watch, go to the bridge pickup. So now all of a sudden we're not that broken up, but we're into 70s rock mode. Everything from AC/DC rhythm tones to Billy Squier, all those bands that use the cool Marshalls, early 70s sounding Marshalls, right? You got that sound, right? Yeah.
So you're getting those tones out of a Telly.
Out of Telly. and like Billy Squier used to Telly on a lot of that stuff, And really, the Malcolm rhythm tones were technically sort of, almost single coil. They were those, Filtertrons. And so you got those tones, right? And then you can take that same thing and go, okay, I'm going to change the mode now. Watch. It's It's going to get a little bit more gain. Watch, same sounds. Keeps it standing forever. Now, it's also got a loop that works with pedal effects. It's got a loop that works with, the same loop can work with rack effects. It's got a switch on the back. So you got that done too. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. And look, you know, I'm still playing a single coil guitar. So this thing is like right in my wheelhouse. It's like, oh. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Charles Whitfield humbucker guitar, basically the same guitar, hollow body humbuckers, show you what it does with humbuckers in that same mode. So now I'm going to leave this in the same basic setting I just left off with doing that ZZ thing, and now I'm going to show it to you with humbuckers, and you're going to freak, right? I mean, is that not it? Is that?
Dude, that's it.
Is that the freaking tone or what?
That is it.
Right. And you go. Now that's not even with the variac kicked in. Watch. Now it's going to get a little browner, a little less loud, but it's let's watch. Now there's more gain too, right?
No way.
So yeah, so if guys want to go like really wacky and shit, you can dime that channel, that boost channel. Now watch, just for you guys that like to see the mid-range do its thing, here's the mid-range back down again with lots of gain. Watch. Complete changes the character of the amp. Here's how active it is. Here it is all the way up. So guys, look, there's really not a Marshall you can go buy, a vintage Marshall, a new Marshall, a reissue Marshall, anybody else's Marshall. I don't care what their last name is and what they say they make. It don't sound like this. There's a lot of guys out there that are doing Marshall style amps that to me sound like Mesa Boogie dual rectifiers in a Marshall box, and I think you know who I'm talking about. Very popular because they're easy to play. But George's amp, this is the real deal. You can leave your pedals at home. Basically, if I get this amp, I can put a verb delay thing kind of in the loop. And on the board, it'll, for what I do with my band, it'll cut me down to having basically a wah, an Octavia pedal, and a fuzz. Maybe my Univibe. That's it. So this thing eliminates everything. And you know, there's amps that you immediately want to go, I want to put a bunch of effects in this amp. This isn't one of those amps. I could almost go out and do a gig with my band with no delay and no verb, and it would still give me happy feet because it's got that harmonic complexity and that thing that you just don't get from other amps. And take a couple of my guitars out with the Whitfields, maybe a Paler, my old Strat, my Asher slide guitar, all sound great through this. Just take those out with this amp and a 412 cab, and it's really hard to beat. And today, because I know you're all going to ask me, we're using a Austin Speakerworks 412 with KTS 60s in it. And with this amp, it pretty much kills. So if you want a Marshall amp, if you've ever put a post up on the gearpage.net and said, what's the ultimate Marshall amp? Forget about everything and just go buy one of these from Cliff at Destroy All Guitars. It's really, really that good. I'm putting my word on this one, and I want one. I mean, we say that about a few things, not everything, but I definitely want one of these amps. It's kind of off the chain.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
For Marshall, you can't really beat it. So I'm Lance, and that's Kurt. This is my Charles Whitfield guitar. I kind of dig this humbucker thing. It's real pretty. And Metropoulos, Metroplex, 100 watt. I'm getting one in white with a white 412. So hopefully I'll see you on the road with my new band, Redemption Brothers, and I'll be rocking one of these Metropoulos Metroplex amps. I'm Lance. Have a great day. Thanks. See ya.